Sometimes when I cannot sleep, I listen to my heartbeat and remember that I'm still alive. I breathe in and out and watch as my chest rises and falls with purpose. Sometimes when I cannot sleep, I pretend that I am a cloud and my bed is the sky, and I drift and float and glide and fly, and I feel nothing but the softness of not having to wonder where I am going, but rather resting in how infinitely beautiful the journey can be, and how I'm surrounded by love and by angels, and how bravely light my mind can feel when I give up trying to be the one who always has to save the world, because I can't, and I won't, and I'm not strong enough, but I know a man that can. Do you? Hello, my friends. Welcome back. Grab your gloves because we're about to pour some magic. My name is Tammy, and I'm so glad you joined the cast with me today. Today is Coasting Through the Week Coaster Wednesday. That's a collaboration between myself and several other artists. We get together on Wednesdays and we coast through the week in a coaster mold. I'm going to be using this one today as my coaster mold. And if you have a YouTube channel and you enjoy making things in coaster molds, why don't you join us? You can create anything you'd like, use any title you would like, any thumbnail you would like, and reach out to anyone in the playlist and they'll make sure you get in there. So, I'm not going to explain what I'm making today. Just follow along and enjoy the tutorial and let me know at the end what you think about it. Stay classy with it. We're going to be using mixed mold and epoxy resin for this project. So I don't know how much we're going to need to fill up our pieces. So I'm just going to guesstimate here. I'm using the Resin mixed mold. So let's get out, let's see here. There's a little chart right here that tells us, I don't know if that mold size would be medium or large. Let's just do extra large, 1 cup. That's 6 tablespoons of water and 1 cup of mixed mold. I decided to go down 1, so I did 2/3 of mixed mold instead of 1 cup. So we're going to put the mixed mold down in our bucket here, my mixing bucket. And then I'm going to put this right here on it so it doesn't splash out of the bowl while I'm mixing. And we need some water. Let's see. We need 4 tablespoons of water. So each of these is 2 tablespoons. So that's 2. 4. Here are my mixed mold colorants. So let's pick out a yellow, purple, and pink. Or should we do pink, yellow, and green? Yeah, let's do pink, yellow, and green for Easter. Or pink, yellow, and blue. This is the blue, I believe. Yep. Let's do pink, yellow, and blue for Easter. But I don't know, I think green is like an Eastery color. But so is pink, yellow, and blue. Let's just do pink, yellow, and blue. Alright, I picked out these colors right here for our colorants. And our water's right here, so we're going to go ahead and dump in a little bit. Well, I'm just going to do that whole cup. And then give it a little bit of a stir. And we're going to go in with this cup. Okay, I'm going to add the rest of that water. And then, there's something in there. What that is. Alright. Now we're going to just put in a little dot of pink, a little dot of blue, a little dot of yellow, and a little dot of green. Well, we got 2 dots of green. And then I'm going to give it a little bit of a swirl, like that. And then we're going to stop. Get our mold. And pour. Alright, we're going to have to mix up some more. We didn't have enough. That's okay. No big deal. I should have done the cup. Should have done the cup. But look at that. I think it's going to be pretty. What do you think? Think it's going to be pretty? Very Eastery. Okay, we need to make sure we catch that mixed mold just in time. I want to put this cookie cutter right in the center. But I need it to get a little bit more firmer before we do that. Yeah, it can't be soupy. Let's go ahead and mix up the rest for this. All right. Okay, I got some more mixed up, so let's go ahead and drop in a little drop of each. I'm going to try to get a tiny drop, but I don't know how that's going to work. I'm going to try. I need to check on this. Nope, it's not ready, so we're good. I'm probably not going to get any tiny drops out of here. That was a tiny yellow one. Tiny green one. Uh-oh, we might make it. If I can get a little tiny blue one, I think we'll be good. Oh, look at me go. Yay! Okay, give it a little bit of a swish around. Uh-oh, these colors look a little bit more vibrant. Oh well. We did what we could. Okay. I'll clean this up. Let's see if we can do some little flowers. And I'm just gonna do like this to kind of help any bubbles release. Okay, let's check this again. Nope, we're not quite ready. It's still real soupy. And I want it to be a little bit firm before we stick our bunny down in there. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put our bunny in because it's firming up a little bit now. We'll try to get him right in the center. Okay, here we go. And now we're going to let it go ahead and cure up. And I'll meet you back. See you later. Okay, now we need to get this out. Let's see how our stand turned out. I did let this sit for about 3 hours and really harden up. So here's our stand. And that turned out really pretty. I love how the colors look in it. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Very pretty. And so, let's see. The stand goes like this. Here we go. Now comes the hard part. I don't know how we're going to get the bunny out, if it really... I don't know, you guys. It's Look at there, we got it. Let's see if we can use this mold. To set that down in. I want to fill that bunny up with resin. So, let's see. Let's turn it over. I wonder if there's a way I could... Okay, I'm just going to lay it down on this mold. I know it's going to seep out, but there's nothing we can do. I'm going to try to seal it all the way around so that it will at least not let all the resin out, if that makes sense. Because I'm using 4-hour fast cure by Let's Resin. So hopefully it will cure up before it makes it out. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and pour. Then we're going to lay some flowers in there. I got some flowers right here. And we're going to try to get them in there before the resin starts curing. We'll spritz a little bit of alcohol in there. Okay, I got the flowers in that I want. I think I'm going to put one more little bushel of these yellow ones over here. Right over there. Perfect. Now, I'm going to take my little Easter inclusions right here, and I'm going to pick out some of the little carrots. Little tiny carrots, and put some of those right down in front with the little eggs and stuff, and the little chickies. We got some little chickies in here. Okay, now we need a little rabbit in there. So, let's see. I think I'm going to do this little purple one. And let's just... I wonder if he'll look good right there. Nope, I don't like that one. And I can't play around in there because I don't want to make any bubbles that we don't need, any unnecessary bubbles. What if we took one of these rabbits and poked its little head up out of there? Like this. I'm just going to cut off the body. Like that. like it's peeking out over everything. Yes, that's cute. Get out of there. Leave it be. I'm going to run a little bit of heat over it. Then we're going to spritz some more alcohol. And then we wait. Okay, I'll meet you back when that's cured, and then we'll do the next layer. See you later. Okay, this has cured almost to a full cure, but not quite. Can you see my fingerprint right there? So almost. So we're going to go ahead and go in with that second layer of resin, and I'm going to go ahead and stick with the 4-hour fast cure by Let's Resin, since that's what we used on the first layer. And we have our little flowers right here that we didn't demold. So let's get them out. Now, I had already brushed in a mica. See it in there? So that's what you see in the center. It is hailing outside. We have a lot of bad weather, a really bad storm. So I'm going to pour this last layer, and then I'm going to shut my craft room down for the night. I'm going to unplug everything and just get out of here. It's lots of lightning. These are beautiful and just an all white. Okay, let me get my resin off the turner. But the resin, when we poured the resin in here, it seeped up through the crack and it sealed it. It's a tiny crack right there. It doesn't look bad, but it is. It's a little tiny crack there. But I'm so glad the resin seeped up through it and sealed it. I was hoping it would do that, so I'm glad it did. And we could cover it with something. You could put like a flower on it. We can cover it with anything. Okay, let's go ahead and pour. I'm going to spritz some alcohol in there. And then I've mixed up some more 4-hour Cure Epoxy by Let's Resin. I'm going to go ahead and cover it. And then I'm going to check back in about 15 minutes and see if we have any bubbles to pop on the top. And if we do, I'll just spritz some alcohol. And I will see you all in the morning. See you later. Oh, and I've never used 4-hour Cure Epoxy by Let's Resin or any other resin to dome with. But we're going to try it on this piece because I had extra left over. And this is the back of the Beauty and the Beast piece. So we're going to take that thing right here and place it on the back. And hopefully it won't come off. Alright, I'll see you later. I had some more resin left over. So I put it in the bunny feet and the bunny tail. And maybe we can hide that with this. But I'm going to take one of my crystal inlays and lay it over it so we can make it crystallized. Let me find one. Here we go. We'll just use this real thin one right here. Lay it right over the bunny. Good morning, my friends. Are y'all ready to see how everything turned out? Okay, here is proof that you can dome with any resin out there. This is 4-hour fast cure epoxy resin, and look at that dome. But I do have to throw in this. The resin out there that's designed specifically for top coating is tabletop epoxy resin. That's what you use to top coat with, especially if it's coasters that's going to be used all the time. But for something like this, you would definitely need tabletop, because this is going to be on keys and it would be, you know, jingled around everywhere, thrown everywhere. But it's just for my daughter, and I had to see how this 4-hour cure epoxy would hold up on here. So I'll let you all know if she ends up breaking this one or not. I'm curious about that. Then we have our crystal inlay over these bunny, this bunny right here. So let's get him out. Oh, y'all aren't going to believe this. These are matte molds. Why didn't I recognize that? They look shiny, don't they? It looks shiny to me. No, it's a shiny mold. That's odd. You can't see the crystals through it like you can on a normal piece. That's weird. Yeah, you can't see it. Look. That's crazy. I wonder why. Huh. I've never seen that before. First time for everything, isn't it? Okay. I'll have to figure the science out behind that. Yeah, that's bugging me. I don't know what's going on there. It has to be the way the mold was made. It's got to be something to do with that mold. I don't know. Because I use my inlays on the bottom of pieces all the time that are clear. When you flip them over, you see the crystals through it. Here's a prime example. These are coasters I made. That's the back. Just like this is the back. Then you flip it over and you can see the crystals through it. That's odd. I've never seen a piece do that before. Okay, let's get this out. See what we got. Okay, I just snipped off what was left on the edges. Just cleaned it up a little bit. And there it is. We didn't get any bubbles in the bunny. It looks really good. And that's 4-hour fast cure resin. Yep. And you could cover the back if you wanted to, but this is going up against the wall, so no one will see it. And I thought about putting 2 of these on it right here. Kind of like that. Or I may just leave it like that, I don't know. I need to hide that little break though. Just don't know what I'm going to hide it with. But it does look good up on the stand. There it is on the stand. You can't even see the holder in the back. It looks really cute. I love it. Love it, love it. But I'm still playing around with what I'm going to put right there. I think I have to make something, yeah, because I'm just not liking anything I put up there. And the bunny's too big. I don't know, I just don't like that bunny. He's way too big, I think. So yeah, that turned out really cute. Well, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. And I'm going to take my Clark's Stone and Concrete wax. And I'm just going to, whoops, take it and rub it in my pieces. And let it sit there for a little bit. And then I'm going to take a little terry cloth and buff it out. And this is going to seal it. So if anything spills on it, it will just roll right off of it. So I'll let that sit on there for about an hour. And then I let it soak it up real good. And then come back and take a little terry cloth and buff it out. But J. Diction makes a good sealer for this. I also have their sealer. But I just like the Clark's Concrete Wax the best. That's my go-to. I use it for resin and for eco resin. I have these sparkle diamonds from Laura's Art Corner. And the back of the diamond is shaped like a set that you would put in jewelry. See? So we could lay some diamonds around our piece. Like that. What do you think? Do you think that would be pretty to go around in that area right there and lay these diamonds? Let me know if you think that would be really pretty. And does anyone know, does any of my friends out there work with eco resin a lot and know of a glue that you have personally used and know for a fact that it glues really well on eco resin? If you do, let me know. I would love to hear that. So if you'd share that with me, I'd be very grateful. Because I do want to place this little flower right there. I think that would be a nice touch for this piece. And I also got in my arch. I don't know if many of you know this, but I lost my dear Chihuahua 2 years ago. His name was Paco, and he was my best friend. He went everywhere with me, and I do mean everywhere. He even went to work with me a lot. I would bring my my crate, and he would sit in it, and the ladies also loved to hold him and love on him that I work with. So yeah, he was very special and dear to me. But I'm making his headstone. I was going to buy it, and the more I thought about it, I said, why don't I make it instead of buying it? So let me show you the mold I got for it. It's pretty big. Let's see here. It's 10 by 9 by 3. And it's very well made. Very well made. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to get my friend Tammy to make the plate that I'm going to put in there from his date born to the date he was passed and his full name. So it's time that he gets a headstone. It's been a long journey. And it's not a day that goes by that I don't think of him. Not a single day goes by that he is not in my thoughts and on my mind. I see him in everything that I do. Everything. So, I'm excited about getting that done. I don't know if many of you know this, but when I started my journey in epoxy resin, my dream was to make a business out of making memorial pieces for the vet clinics around in my area. And I've had several of them ask me to bring pieces up there and set them up so customers could look at them. And I just haven't done it yet. I was in the process. I thought that I was ready. And then when I lost my sweet boy, my Sugarfoot, it really threw me backwards. It really threw me for a loop. But I wanted to learn everything I could about epoxy resin before I stepped into something like that. And I just never thought I was ready, you know. But I think I'm ready now. I do. So I think I'm going to start inching towards it and building it and see where it goes. All right. I love how this turned out. Let me know your thoughts on it. And let me know if there's any of you that use a glue on eco resin that you know would work really well to put my little flower on there. And also, don't forget to go check out my playlist that's in my description box. And click the little play button, and it will open up all the other videos in the collaboration. And you'll get to see how everyone else is coasting through the week. So please go show them some love too and check out what they've created this week. And it's about that time, my friends, for a sweet goodbye. And I will see you in the next video. God bless you. Goodbye, my friends.